sgmd. So this video is for the kids, you know. This video is for the people that are thinking about medicine, want to do medicine. And I'll just cut right to the chase. I mean, basically, the most amazing thing about doing something procedural for your work is that you get paid to pretty much have fun at work. If you like working with your hands, you like working through complex problems, you like creating solutions, working with your hands, you will not work a day in your life doing a procedural field like IR, because you're essentially getting paid to have fun, to do something that you enjoy doing. And that's kind of the highest level that you can achieve in medicine in some ways, to me, is that, again, you're getting paid to have fun every day. And to me, this is basically what I did yesterday. I mean, basically, I got paid a very high wage to have a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what we did. Basically, we did a moderately complex IVC filter retrieval. And it was kind of cool because I teamed up with one of my partners, Zach, Dr. Macy. We worked together on this, and you know, we relived a lot of what our fellowship was like. So just kind of background the case a little bit. Had a patient, basically had a very complex hospitalization, had a filter placed at that time for a DVT and a bleed, and sort of got lost to follow-up, but we sort of got back in touch with him. And basically, long story short, it ends up being a year since the filter was placed to when we're actually on the table taking it out. So we're there, we're taking it out. I started off the case myself. I did a frontal venogram, I did a lateral venogram. Frontal venogram looked good. Lateral venogram showed what's going on. The filter apex was basically not in the vascular system. The filter apex, where the apical hook is, where you sort of hook onto the filter apex was basically covered in tissue. We know this happens. We know that the apex can get covered with fibrinous tissue, and then this is the challenge of IVC filter retrieval. So basically, you know, of course you try to snare the apex. It's not working out. Zach jumps in. We're working on this together. Basically, we realized that we're going to have to try a different technique. We're going to have to try this, what they call the hangman technique. And it's a pretty cool technique, because essentially what it is you're creating a snare on the table. We're using snares, right? We're using, you know, ready-made snares, which is essentially a looped wire through a catheter. And as you pull the loop through, you know, back into the catheter, you create a small snare. You create a small opening that can basically capture something, and you can get some tension on it. And the cool thing about this hangman technique is that you essentially create your own snare. So we basically got a large bore sheath down there, 16 French sheath, right up to the filter. We got a reverse curve catheter down there, like a sauce, and we used an exchange length glide wire. And we couldn't get to the apex we couldn't get to the apical hook, but we could get to the very top of the filter. We kind of get to the hinges of the filter, the top end of the filter, where all the struts coalesce. And we basically got the reverse curve catheter around that, and we got the wire back up through, snared it through the sheath, pulled it back, and basically we're working together here. Eventually we get a wire all the way through and through the sheath and out the top of the sheath. So essentially we've created our own loop snare. That snare is right on the top of that filter, right on the hinges of the filter. And I'm working next to Zach. Zach's kind of got the pole position. And it's an amazing thing. Again, this was interesting work. It was complex work, working together. We're sort of losing track of time. We're just having fun, really, is what we're having. We're having fun. We're trying to work through this. How do we get this filter out? And then at that moment, when we had the filter snared, I saw it in Zach's eyes. He's looking at the screen. He has both ends of the wire. He's got tension on that filter. He's got that filter totally in his grasp. He can tug on it. He's got it right up into the sheath. Eventually, we see the apex of the filter enter the sheath. And as soon as that happened, I looked over at Zach, and he could feel it. It was a feeling more than knowledge or anything gained from book learning, but he knew he had the filter completely in his grasp, and he just pulled that filter right out of the sheath and right onto the table, and there it was, intact on the table. And it was just an amazing feeling. And we bro tapped right there, and it was kind of like, it's amazing to do that kind of work, to create a idea, to practice the idea, and then to see the idea be successful right there in front of you, to get paid a lot of money to do it. again, to have fun. And this is what procedural medicine's about. We were excited, we were happy. It was good for the patient. The patient had protection from the IVC filter, and they don't have the liability of the filter anymore. The filter's gone. We did a cavogram. The IVC is totally clean. The IVC can take a beating, which is an amazing thing. Moral of the story is this. This could be your life. This could be your lifestyle. You could be getting paid money to basically do something you enjoy, you know. Use your hands, use your eyes, use your imaging skills to provide value to a patient. Having fun, working together with a colleague, with a friend for 2 hours, and do something really meaningful for a patient. And I'll tell you, after that case, I was very thankful. I was thankful to have this position in life where I can do this, I can provide this for someone else. It's an amazing thing. Medicine is an amazing thing. There's some things that are wrong with it, but at that moment in time, like I said, I was getting paid to do something which I enjoyed doing, and Zach too. And that's something that if you're a kid out there, think about this. This could be yours. You know, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So that's about it. What I got today, got a run in there. I got at least a para, got at least maybe a couple of biopsies, I think, and kind of go from there. Struggle MD.